BJ Mafia was popping. The NFL just announced their Pro Bowl rosters in the AFC and in the NFC, and the Jaguars, despite having a very hot start to the season where they went 8-3, they had a 4-game losing streak where they tailed off a little bit, and then they get back into the win column versus the Carolina Panthers. Maybe something with that 4-game losing streak had something to do with swaying the voters' opinions, but the Jaguars had way too many snubs on their Pro Bowl roster. And let me say, first and foremost, the Pro Bowl is a joke at this point, right? It's basically a flag football game. I mean, I think it is, and it doesn't really matter, right? I think it's more so you just want the notoriety of your team getting the respect that they deserve and those specific players that make the Pro Bowl roster. I think that's what it's about when you look at their resume and them representing your team. And the second thing I want to say is I'm going to make this video very quick, very short. I want to get straight to the point. I don't want to be long-winded, but let's go ahead and talk about the Pro Bowl alternates first and foremost for the Jaguars. We got wide receiver / kick returner, the best in the business, Jamal Agnew, Logan Cook, Evan Engram, Travis Etienne, Trevor Lawrence, Foye Oluokun, and Darius Williams. All were alternates, and there's a lot of these guys on this list that should have actually made the Pro Bowl roster. Now let's talk about the two Jaguars that actually did make it. We've got Defensive Player of the Year candidate Josh Allen, who I've already made an entire video this week talking about why he should win this year's Defensive Player of the Year award. If you guys want to go watch it, go ahead and check that out. I made a great video talking about it. And then also Jaguars long snapper Ross Matisic, who is very deserving of that award as well too. Now let's actually go ahead and get into 4 snubs for the Jaguars that just were egregious in my opinion, and this is in no order. I want to say this. Now let's start off with Foye Oluokun, who is going to potentially lead the NFL in tackles for a 3rd consecutive season in a row. That hasn't been done in my entire lifetime. I don't know the exact number. I tried to deep research it and I couldn't find the number or who last did it, but I know it has not been done in my 22 years on this earth. But Foye Oluokun this season is number 3 right now in tackles with 166. He is just 4 behind Zaire Franklin in Indianapolis, who is currently number 1 in the NFL in tackles. Now, Foye Oluokun is also the 4th player since the year 2000 to record 3 consecutive seasons with at least 150 plus tackles. Special football. Trent Baalke did an incredible job bringing this guy over from Atlanta, and he has been worth every single penny since coming to Jacksonville. And this guy still has not made a Pro Bowl game. It is just an abomination, honestly. Number 2, Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne is running and receiving out of one of the worst offensive lines in the game of football. Yes, they've been banged up this season, but this Jaguars offensive line is pitiful. Let's just call it what it is. They look a lot better with Cam Robinson out there, but for a majority of this season, they have been horrible. They are ranked 30th in run blocking grade, especially that interior of the offensive line, and pass blocking grade, they are ranked 22nd in the NFL. Travis Etienne this season, though, has still surpassed expectations when you look at how bad the offensive line has been. 251 carries, ranks 4th among all NFL running backs, 951 yards rushing, 8th, 11 touchdowns out of the backfield, tied for 8th, 53 receptions, 446 yards out of the backfield receiving, and a touchdown. So he's still getting involved in the receiving game. He's still doing an incredible job of running the ball, and we obviously saw him have that huge 62-yard touchdown run to the house versus the Carolina Panthers. And just talk about how dynamic and explosive Travis Etienne is. We've known this about him when he's healthy. 63 forced missed tackles after the rush, which ranks 1st in the NFL, and 23 missed tackles after the catch, 2nd in the NFL behind Breece Hall. Sensational football from Travis Etienne. He would be right in the conversation with Christian McCaffrey if he actually had a damn offensive line. But let's actually go ahead and get into another snub for the Jaguars. Darius Williams, hometown kid, cornerback from, Jacksonville, but obviously he went to UAB, was with the Rams, and came over to Jacksonville last season. 8th highest coverage grade among all cornerbacks this season. He got off to an incredible start. He's tailed off a little bit, but Darius Williams has been one of the best and most consistent cornerbacks in the game of football this year. 2nd in passes defended with 15. He has 4 interceptions on the season, one of those for a pick 6, I might add. Tied for 5th in the NFL among corners. And Darius Williams has been nothing short of spectacular this season. Opposite side of Tyson Campbell or Monteric Brown, whoever's been out there for the Jaguars, Darius Williams has been holding it down in the secondary, especially when you had the injuries to Tyson Campbell and Andre Sisco for a good majority of this season as well too. Those guys have been in and out of the lineup. Now let's talk about the last big snub, and I think all of us can agree this one was just the most egregious one. Evan Engram didn't make this year's Pro Bowl game. Now, he is an alternate, but he didn't make the game, which is just ridiculous, right? I cannot believe that David Njoku, who's had a very good season, and Taylor Swift's boyfriend made it over him. This is just how you know that the fan voting just takes over too much. Let's talk about Evan Engram and his ranks. Through 17 weeks this season, and this is all according to PFF, he has 104 receptions, which ranks first in the NFL. And that also means that he is now one of 8 tight ends in NFL history to record 100 plus receptions in a season, might I add. 884 yards, 4th. 500 yards after the catch, 2nd. 3 touchdowns, tied for 17th, and 575 reception yards, 1st in terms of running, receiver type of routes. This is all according to PFF, and this is among tight ends. This is ridiculous. It is. I don't have any other words to say about this because Evan Engram has put together literally a historical season. He's had a resurgence in his career since coming to Jacksonville. Obviously, Doug Peterson is the tight end guru. And through all of the Jaguars' deficiencies on offense this season, Trevor Lawrence, being a turnover machine, even though some of it is not on him. Trevor Lawrence has had his turnovers this year. The offensive line has been porous. The receivers have been in and out of the lineup all season. There's been miscommunications with the receivers. We're not sure how we feel about Press Taylor. And the lone bright spot in this offense consistently all year has been with Travis Etienne and Evan Engram. So I just wanted to get on here, say that I want to give congratulations to Ross Matisic and Josh Allen for actually making this year's Pro Bowl. Both of those guys are very deserving of it. But I cannot believe some of these guys got snubbed. The Pro Bowl is a joke. Jacksonville needs their damn respect, and we're going to have to go out there and prove that we deserve our respect by not only beating the Titans yet again and winning the AFC South, but hopefully making a deep postseason run and hopefully having everybody back healthy into the lineup and proving that we can be a well-oiled machine going into the postseason. Jags fans, like I said, I didn't want to make this long-winded. Just wanted to get on here and say that the Pro Bowl is a joke. I don't really care about it. I care more so about the notoriety that these players deserve and the respect that they deserve on their resume. Please let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. And who do you guys think was the biggest Pro Bowl snub for the Jaguars? Like I said, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. And the last thing I'll say before I get out of here is I will have the Week 18 Jaguars versus Titans preview video out tomorrow. So make sure you guys do stay tuned for that. Big week, Titans hate week, and the AFC South is on the line. If you guys enjoyed today's video, man, go ahead and drop me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe bell to stay tuned for more Jaguars content that I do here on YouTube. And make sure you guys also go ahead and follow me on my socials, especially on Twitter. I'm very active and I'm on there every single day. The link tree will be in the description down below, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. But thanks again for sticking around throughout the whole video. Brett James, aka BJ, I'm out, y'all. And like always, let's go Jags.